Hi everyone. I am here today to share with you a little bit more about my new class that is coming up. As of today, it hasn't been released, but it will be shortly. And it is called Journal into Your Art. And I'm going to be launching that on the Willa Wanders platform. So I'm very excited because you know it's going to be good if it's over there. So I've had this class on my mind for the last 2 years, and I wanted to just kind of share with you how it came to be and a little bit more in depth about the class. So when I first came to art, I came to art about 22 years ago as a bookbinder. And the reason for that was I have been an avid journaler all my life, just writing. And I love the idea of there being an art form where I could be creative and make something practical like a journal for me to write in, because that's really all I was doing in the beginning. So I taught myself bookbinding and some, mild collage techniques. And then I had kids and it fell by the wayside. I just didn't have time to do art in that way anymore. So it wasn't until recently in the last 10 years that I've come back to art again, and I just have been doing everything, trying mixed media, drawing, painting, you name it. But of course, my heart is still with books. So I do a lot of books and bookmaking. And over the years, I noticed with all the knocks and bumps and turns that life takes, all the challenges, that I really was missing that connection to writing. I needed it like I need sleep or vitamins or food, and the art just wasn't cutting it on its own. And so I had this growing desire to start writing again, but I didn't want to just write in a plain journal. And I was like, well, now with everything I do, maybe I can start making a real book that is designed around everything I've learned. So this is my first, I like to call it my writing journal, although Jaya, Journal into Your Art, Wendy just put that out, Jiya, and I thought that was so cute. My Jaya journal, I love that. Maybe I'll start calling it that. But my writing journals, and so I made one from scratch, and I started playing with all the techniques that I've been using in my journals in my mixed media and combining them together in a writing journal. And the great thing about this first one is there were no rules, and I really was just trying stuff out, seeing what I liked, seeing what I didn't like, what worked, what didn't work. And then I came to my second one. So it took me about a year to finish the first journal. And then when I was ready to do the second one, I knew, okay, I want to make this into a class. And I finished this journal in about a month because I really wanted to use this to develop the class and put into it all the things that worked in the first one that I loved. So, I have all kinds of stuff in here that we'll be doing in the class. So the class has a beautiful reference guide, and that's for those of you who need something kind of step-by-step in bites, like beautiful photography. And the idea is the first half of the class, we're going to be building the book. And then for the second half of the class, I'm going to be showing all the tips and techniques, the formulas that I use that I really kind of developed over the years that just work great. So if you're someone who likes this idea but are overwhelmed at like how you would put it in a book, I basically break it down and show you all the formulas that I repeat over and over and give you a whole bunch of spreads that you can just repeat in your journals. So it's a whole bunch of different spreads that you can try. See if there's ones that you like. You can add them to your journal as well. Now, in this time that I've been working on all this stuff, I also became a stencil designer. And when that happened, of course, naturally, I immediately got started designing stencils to work in these journals, which I didn't share right away. I only started sharing these about 5 or 6 months ago, but I've been using them for a couple of years now. And I also do a lot of this stuff in bigger journals too. So when I came to design my stencils, I really wanted to design them with these journals in mind. I wanted to have stuff on hand that I could use in here, because these journals are the core at what I do. So it's almost like my routine. They're part of my self-care practice, something that I do almost every day or every other day. And then I go and do all my other mixed media art. So I wanted stencils that would work here and in all my other mixed media art. So I'm going to share with you the ones that I've designed that are going to work great for these classes, this class, I should say. They are not, there's no pressure to get any of these. I mean, really, anything that you have on hand at home is going to work well for this class. But because I have these and I designed them to work in these books, I just kind of wanted to share what I have that'll work well in case you're still building a stencil collection, or you might want to have something that does work specifically for these books. So for this class, there are 5 sets that I recommend or would be great for using. Again, you probably have stuff on hand that you can use. But I have 2 sets of words and phrases. And the other thing that's really important to me is having inspirational words. Because this is a self-care journal for me, I have mantras that I repeat to myself all the time. It's positive self-talk, a lot of love, attraction kind of things, like a lot of positivity, because life behind the scenes is very challenging for me and probably many others. So a lot of the stencils have really inspirational words and phrases that I use all the time. And that was really important to me. I have a set called the documenting set, a set called the calendar set, and a set called journal motifs, which I actually designed specifically for this course because I knew it was coming out, so I wanted to have something just the right size. And then additionally, I have 3 sets, fossils, houses, triangles, that will also work great for this course. So I'll leave those there for a second if you want to freeze it so you have them, but I'll put all this info in the comment section too. So I'm gonna share the additional sets first: fossils, houses, and triangles. And the reason why these are pretty good for the class is just my fossil set was the very first set where I started doing patterns, which is very important to me because I didn't have any stencils that were just patterns for me. And those are great because I use the fossils on a lot of the pages for texture. And so it's really great to have on hand for that, as are the triangles. So I have 3 sets of triangles here that look like that. And I also, in this journal, use the triangles as well. In fact, the cover is the triangles as well. So some people like to do, exactly what the teacher is doing, use the exact same thing. So that's why I wanted to show you these as well. Here is the cover that I made with, I thought that was fossils, but actually I think that's a Dina Wakley stencil. So the last one is houses, and this one's really fun because I do have houses in some of the spreads, and I also have doors that flip and fold open. So this is a good set for that too. And I just think having small houses for those people who can't really draw, I kind of show you how to flesh these out and create some little pastoral scenes, which is one of the formulas that I kind of use in my journal. So these are just the additional ones. These are really the least necessary, I guess, if you had to say any of them are necessary. And then I have these sets here, which are the words and phrases, documenting, journal motifs, and the calendar. So the words and phrases 1 and 2, I'll show you real quick. You can start right now. I know the sun will rise, follow the wonder, I'm going to be okay, dive deep. But I also, for this second set, put in some words that could be good for seasonal things, like feel the season, giving together, community, joyful, home, find the joy. These I feel are reflective of the winter season, so that's why I put it out as my winter release. But these are phrases you could use all year round. Feed your soul, chronicle. But I wanted to have a couple of words here too that were reflective of the winter season, because the seasons are also kind of a big part of how I journal, because I'm chronicling my time. And then this is the first set, words and phrases. 1, I am grateful, journey, fake it till you make it, soul, plan. So I have singular words. I also have encouraging phrases. Every day is a chance to begin again. I can do this thing. These are all things that I say to myself over and over again to encourage myself to just keep going. And I left big spaces between all the phrases and words so you can break it up, mix it up, and when you're using them, you're not picking up the word that's smashed right next to it. I really wanted there to be more spaces so that you don't have, mess ups in your art. And then the last 2 sets I have documenting, which I designed specifically for this style of journaling. I have this lady here who has lines for writing on, because again, you're creating fun stuff, but then fun ways to add text to your journals. And then like a little journaling bubble. Even this sunrise, you can write words on the rays. So I thought that would be fun. I have some journaling lines here. And then also the trees, how you can write along the tree branches. So this was a set that was specifically designed for, again, writing in your journaling. And then lastly, I have the 2 overtly journaling sets. So I have calendar, which is great for list making, little banners that are great. I use the banners often for like writing the months. And then little blocks and things, which are, again, another great way to designate some spaces for writing next to an image. So I really love this one. And then this last set, again, I just designed this as part of my winter release. So this is my journal motif set. And I really did design this specifically to fit in this journal. So I have lines for writing, a lot of border imagery. Oh, wait a second. I mixed them up. There's one other one that I lost. Sorry. It has this one on here. It has flowers. I grabbed the wrong set, but that's okay. So it's going to have smaller bits and pieces that create borders, open spaces for your journaling, that sort of thing. The other set has, I can't believe I grabbed it. I had them all mixed up. It has flowers on it, but in the flowers, I thought it would be fun to make them wide so you could add words. It has like a hexagon border, and then it also has this big circle here, which I thought would be fun on some of the pages as well. So just a lot of different designs and ways to use the stencils and the words. So I mean, I'm just so excited about this class. And again, most people have a lot of stuff on hand, and so there really isn't a necessity to buy anything extra, but it could be fun to just add some stencils that are going to work well for this class. And again, we have this great reference guide, so I'm really excited about that. I really hope you come and join us. It's going to be a great class, and it's the kind of thing that is really going to be able to supplement any artist's art practice. It's all about a practice. It's all about the process. It's all about showing up for yourself in a small, quick way every day. Most of the things in here only take me minutes, and that's often all I have to give myself specifically in any given day. So that's why this class was so important to me. I just feel like our lives are so busy, but we still need to show up for ourselves. And so that's what these journals are all about. So journal into your art. I'll leave links in my description. And I really hope you come and join us. It's just going to be so much fun. Thanks, guys.